For years, the world has watched Elon Musk rise, the man behind Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink. A disruptor, a visionary, a provocateur. But what if the real rulers of the world don't post memes on Twitter? What if they don't want you to know their names at all? Today we uncover a different kind of power. Not flashy, but quiet. Not speculative, but deeply entrenched. The kind of power that doesn't just shape technology, but shapes culture, economy, and politics, all at once. We'll explore a luxury emperor who owns your favorite brands, a financial titan who controls the economy from behind a desk, and a shadowy oligarch whose grip on natural resources affects the future of tech itself. By the end of this video, you'll discover the true identity of the most powerful billionaire in the world. And it's not who you think. Bernard Arnault, the Emperor of Luxury.
Very competitive. I always want to win. The success of my group is based on a combination of creativity and organization. Today, Louis Vuitton is by far the largest and #1 luxury brand in the world. Every competitor is trying to imitate. I think they are not successful, but they try.
When we hear the word power, we often think of technology, rockets, algorithms. But what about desire? About influence wrapped in elegance? Bernard Arnault doesn't sell gadgets. He sells aspiration. As the head of LVMH, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, Arnault controls over 75 luxury brands. From fashion to champagne, perfumes to watches, he doesn't just own a portfolio, he owns a lifestyle. While Elon Musk launches rockets into space, Arnault builds an empire that has already conquered the minds of the global elite. Musk disrupts industries. Arnault defines culture. Power doesn't always wear a crown. Sometimes it wears tailored Italian suits, sips vintage champagne, and quietly reshapes global culture, one brand at a time. Bernard Arnault didn't inherit an empire. He built it. In 1984, he took over a struggling textile company, Boussac Saint Frères. Most would have walked away. But Arnault saw one gleaming opportunity hidden inside, the Christian Dior brand. That single acquisition changed everything. Over the next 4 decades, Arnault didn't just buy brands, he built an ecosystem. Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, Celine, Hublot, Fendi, Dom Perignon, Bulgari, Sephora, Tiffany and Company. A curated empire of taste, prestige, and global aspiration. Luxury is more than a product. It's identity, it's belonging to an exclusive club. Arnault understands this better than anyone. His genius lies in crafting narratives that make the rich feel richer, and the aspirational feel one step closer to the dream. But Bernard Arnault's influence goes far beyond handbags and haute couture. He shapes art. He funds architecture. He whispers into the ears of presidents. While tech billionaires battle in public, Arnault strategizes in silence. His empire thrives in times of chaos. During the 2008 crisis, while Wall Street crumbled, LVMH's revenue still climbed. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Dior face masks, LVMH produced hand sanitizers. Even in crisis, Arnault adapts. Elon Musk wants to colonize Mars. Bernard Arnault already owns Earth's temples of desire. And he didn't need a spaceship to do it, just a timeless understanding of what people crave. Larry Fink, the puppet master of global finance.
We have taken a responsibility in making sure we're doing everything we can for our owners of capital. All the $8+ trillion that we manage, none of it is our money. And so we've taken a really important step. But if society wants to bring not having BlackRock have that power, we are providing an answer.
Elon Musk may be reaching for the stars, but Larry Fink is pulling the strings here on Earth. His face isn't on magazine covers. His tweets don't shake the stock market. And yet, Larry Fink may be the most powerful man in the global economy. Larry Fink is the CEO and co-founder of BlackRock, the largest asset management firm in the world, overseeing more than $10 trillion in assets. That's more than the GDP of every country on Earth except the US and China. BlackRock doesn't just invest, it owns stakes in nearly every major public company: Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and yes, even Tesla. But BlackRock's true superpower isn't just its money. It's called Aladdin, Not the genie, the algorithm. Aladdin is a financial AI system that monitors over $20 trillion in assets for governments, banks, pension funds, and insurers around the world. Aladdin doesn't just watch the market, it can influence it, because the traders who rely on it trust its signals. In many ways, Larry Fink isn't just managing wealth, he's managing reality. Larry Fink doesn't run for office, but heads of state run to meet with him. From Joe Biden to Emmanuel Macron, from the EU Commission to the People's Bank of China, Fink is a frequent guest behind closed doors. He's not a politician. He's above politics. When Larry Fink speaks, boardrooms listen, shareholders react, and entire industries shift course. But with great influence comes silence. BlackRock rarely appears in headlines, and Fink never brags about power. That's by design. Because true control thrives in the shadows. Larry Fink doesn't build rockets or sell handbags. He controls the infrastructure that funds both. While Elon Musk races to colonize space, Larry Fink may already rule what matters most: the flow of global capital. And in a capitalist world, that may be the ultimate form of power. Vladimir Potanin, the oligarch of natural resources.
Сначала на уровне законодательства с тем, чтобы просто это стало возможным в нашей стране. Потом мы и сами создавали эндаументы и помогали другим. Вот у нас даже программа такая специальная была.
Tech billionaires talk about the future, but Vladimir Potanin controls the raw materials that make the future possible. Nickel, palladium, platinum. Without them, there are no electric cars, no smartphones, no rockets. While Elon Musk dreams of Mars, Potanin owns the metals that power that dream. This is power, of a different kind. Born in the Soviet elite, Potanin trained as an economist during the Cold War. But when the USSR collapsed, he became one of the architects of Russia's wild capitalist transformation. In the 1990s, he masterminded the controversial Loans for Shares program, a plan that allowed a small group of insiders to gain control over Russia's most valuable state assets for pennies on the dollar. Today, Potanin controls Norilsk Nickel, the world's largest producer of palladium and a top supplier of nickel, both essential in high-tech industries, electric vehicle batteries, and aerospace engineering. While Musk dominates headlines, Potanin supplies the metal that fuels his innovation. It's silent leverage, elemental power. Potanin is more than a miner. He's a political survivor, a Kremlin insider, one of the few Russian oligarchs who has retained influence through every administration, from Yeltsin to Putin. He doesn't need Twitter. He doesn't need interviews. He has leverage, built from the ground beneath your feet. But elemental power comes at a cost. Norilsk Nickel's operations have been plagued by environmental disasters, most notably the 2020 diesel spill, one of the worst ecological events in Arctic history. Potanin's empire is rooted in the earth, but its consequences ripple far beyond Russia's frozen soil. He's not trying to go viral. He's not building apps. He's not promising the future. He's providing the elements that make the future possible. In a world driven by rare materials, Vladimir Potanin may be the most quietly powerful man of all. The hidden network of power. So far, we've met the billionaires, the king of luxury, the master of finance, the silent oligarch. But power, true power, isn't just individual. It's networked, protected, distributed like a hidden operating system behind everything we see. You don't vote for it. You don't read about it, but it rules everything around you. This is the invisible empire, the web behind the throne. Most people see brands, stocks, products. But behind those are entities, conglomerates, asset managers, advisory councils, forming a mesh of overlapping ownership. Arnault controls brands, Fink controls capital, Potanin controls raw materials. But all three are also intertwined through cross-holdings, strategic partnerships, and shared silence. This isn't conspiracy, it's strategy, a machine designed to be invisible. Because transparency makes power vulnerable. Davos is not a conference, it's a ritual, a place where the powerful reaffirm their global script behind glass, snow, and soft smiles. At Davos, who speaks matters less than who listens in silence. And the most powerful conversations, They're not recorded, they're remembered. What do modern kings do with power? They give, strategically, foundations, prizes, initiatives, not just to help, but to shape loyalty. This is not corruption. This is elegant influence, soft power draped in silk and philanthropy. Now zoom out. Think not in companies, but in flows, materials, manufacturing, capital, desire. From mines in Siberia, to factories in China, to marketing boards in Paris, to algorithms in New York, it's one machine. This isn't capitalism. It's a controlled narrative written by people you've never seen, and powered by systems you were never meant to question. In this network, Musk is a symbol. Arnault is a craftsman. Think is a gatekeeper. Potanin is a supplier. But together, they form a silent empire, a governance without government. The true rulers of the world aren't hiding. They've simply mastered how to blend in. Who really rules the world? We started this journey with a simple question. Who is the most powerful billionaire in the world? And instinctively, many would say, Elon Musk. After all, he's everywhere. He builds rockets, controls headlines, defies gravity, both literally and figuratively. But true power isn't always loud. Sometimes it moves in whispers, behind closed doors, across oceans, markets, and generations. At the top, we have the visible symbols of power: CEOs, influencers, innovators. But beneath them lies a more stable layer of strategists, investors, resource kings, people like Arnault, Fink, Potanin. They may not trend on Twitter, but their influence shapes your money, your values, your future. We like to believe we choose what we buy, who we follow, what we dream of. But often, those choices are pre-shaped by ad budgets, supply chains, and narrative architects. The billionaires we don't see may have more control over us than the ones we idolize.